Hey squad, it's your Squid, aka the Anxious Squid, here at Anxious Squid Productions. These guys support the channel, thanks to them. Figure out how to get your name on that list by checking out the links in the description. You already know what the video is about, but Tim, specifically, on that list, he's the one that requested this, he's the one that sent me a couple of links, so we're going to have a look at Ben Graham today. I'm not sure if he's the first Australian to win a Super Bowl, or the first Australian to participate in a Super Bowl, but yeah, he played Aussie rules. I've seen him play AFL in the flesh when I was a kid, and he also played NFL, and either got to or won a Super Bowl, so let's figure it out and let's watch it, shall we? Thanks for clicking on the title or the thumbnail or whatever it was that led you here, guys. If you're interested in Australians playing American sport or Australia in America, you'll probably like this channel. I'm an Australian. I'm an American immigrant though, so yeah, if you like Australian sport and American sport, you'll probably like a bunch of my reactions. Check them out and all that jazz. Do me a flavor, hit the subscribe button. But yeah, let's get straight into it. I've got two videos.
A Geelong local, Benjamin James Graham was drafted to the Cats at pick 40 in the 1992 preseason draft. His entire first season was spent in the Geelong reserves, where he was awarded their best first-year player at the end of 1992. Graham then played almost his second entire season in the twos.
Bit of an amateur production, but that's okay. I don't mind amateur production quality. My production quality is amateur as well. But yeah, long story short, what I understand about Ben Graham is, obviously he played for Geelong. I remember he took the best mark he ever took in AFL. I was at the ground for it. He was up over someone else's back. It was fucking great. But anyway,
before debuting for the Cats,
we have an ESPN video after this one, so it'll be a bit better quality, I think.
1993. It was not until 1995, however, that his career took off. Standing at 193 centimetres, Graham's greatest strengths were his versatility and
his fucking booming long kick, yeah.
In key position roles at either end of the ground. In attack, Graham became known for kicking goals from 60 metres out, and in defence, one swing of the boot would launch the Cats halfway up the ground, including a famous 105.
Yeah, I was about to say, I remember that one.
The centre circle of Cardinia Park.
It was like, everyone says it's 105 metres, but you can see he's like 10 or 15 metres out of from the line anyway when he roosts it. He gives it a kick and it bounces like just before the centre line and then keeps bouncing and rolls. And everyone's like, oh, he kicked it 105 metres. He didn't. He kicked it a very fucking long way, but he didn't kick it 105. Like...
By the end of 1995, Graham had truly solidified his spot in the Geelong side, earning himself the Most Improved award.
Might have been 2001 or 2002 when I saw him take that mark. I might be confusing him with someone else.
By 10 goals by a dominant Carlton outfit, who had only lost 2 games all year. As his prominence in the Geelong team increased, word of Graham's incredible left boot spread halfway around the world, and in 1997, he was invited to a secret practice with the New York Jets NFL side, who thought his unique kicking skills could make him a valuable punter. At first, the media planned. Graham had never punted an NFL ball, and was struggling to achieve the same lofty standards he had set with his Shannon in hand. Trying to find his rhythm, he showed them a few kicks with an Aussie rules ball, before transferring his AFL technique onto the NFL ball. The Jets were so impressed they offered him a 3-year deal.
Oh wow!
Geelong then and there. If he said yes, Graham would find himself attending the Jets preseason training camp just 2 weeks later.
That's a hell of a deal. 3 years.
Interested in the idea of playing in the States, Graham put any talks of pursuing an NFL career on hold until he felt he had gotten everything out of his AFL career.
Makes sense.
The years that followed, he continued.
It's a lot more physically like demanding in the Aussie rules, and I don't mean AFL is more physically demanding than NFL, so stop your fucking typing already, mate. I mean, for Ben Graham specifically, he would have been going from a role of, you know, ruckman / full forward / fullback, depending on the day, where he's covering a lot of fucking ground, running, you know, at least 10 Ks, maybe 12, 14 during the length of the game. A very physically arduous role, to go into being a punter in the NFL, it's not the same, you know, like the AFL role he played there would have been more physically arduous. So while your body's still good, get as much as you can out of the AFL, maybe try and go win a flag. Then when you can't really run all that much, but you can still sink the leather into your foot, you know what I mean, and you can still give it a roost, go and play in the NFL at that point. Not that the NFL is a retirement league or anything, not that you should look at the NFL and be like, oh, I'll do that when my body's a bit shot, but specifically for him and that position, you probably would a little bit, you know what I mean? But that being said, it's an interesting discussion to have because an NFL punter is, like, even the worst paid punter in the NFL is probably making more money than one of the best players in the AFL, you know what I mean? Like, there is a very big disparity there. I wonder what the answer is. If I remember, I'll put it up in the editing, what the average salary for a punter and for an AFL player is in comparison. But yeah, anyway.
In '99, he won the Cats Best and Fairest, and in selection in the International Rules team. His status at Geelong continued to grow, and in 2000, he became the club's captain and was runner-up in the Best and Fairest.
Might have been 2000, like...
Graham served as the Geelong
That's what I'm saying. I think it was 2001 or 2002 when he was at ANZ Stadium. That's what it's called. That was what it was called at the time, but it's Homebush for the non-sponsor friendly people, where the Sydney Olympics were held. At that stadium that was then converted into a football ground after the Olympics left, he literally climbed up on someone's back while I was in a section way up high that I wasn't allowed in, but I'd snuck into. That's a whole different story as well at the ground. But I'm fairly certain it was Ben Graham. If it wasn't Ben Graham, it was somebody else fucking massive from Geelong. But I'm fairly certain it was Ben Graham in 2001 or 2.
Position at the end of 2002, and in 2005, more than 10 years after his AFL debut, Ben Graham surprised many by ending his 219-game career.
Flying over to America.
Australian public know at the time. This was far from the end of his sporting journey. Interest from the Jets had not waned, and Graham had decided to pack his bags and try his luck in New York.
Good on him. New York, New York.
Although he had always watched the Super Bowl as a kid, his NFL instinct needed to be built from scratch.
Yeah.
Learning plays, understanding his teammates, and what his own roles and objectives were on the field.
Mm-hmm.
On September 11, 2005...
Going from being the captain of his Aussie Rules team to being a bit player on the special teams.
This time in front of 78,000. He set a new record for the oldest rookie to feature in an NFL opening day at the age of 31.
That's pretty cool.
But more notably, he became just the second person to play in both the AFL and the NFL.
Sav Rocker?
After Eagles and Demons player Darren Bennett.
Darren Bennett? Who the hell is Darren Bennett? I'm going to have to look up Darren Bennett. Somebody in the comments right now, if you could, please write, remember to look up Darren Bennett. Because I have never heard of Darren Bennett, and I for sure thought that Sav Rocker was the first, but he must have gone after Ben Graham now I think about it. I don't know. If you know about Severio Rocker as well, if you've heard of him, let me know in the comments section. I might have a look at him after this, but yeah.
When kicking style, synonymous with AFL, but a relatively new feature to the American game. After silencing the critics in 2005, 2006
kicking a torpedo there.
69-yard punt, it would remain the longest of his career. And after being placed in the Jets leadership group.
In the leadership group from special teams, that's fucking interesting. 6-year deal. All right.
To be worth almost 6 million Australian dollars.
Yeah, I bet it was.
An amount just shy of an entire AFL team's yearly plays payments at the time.
This is what I was saying before.
Graham proceeded to be a regular for the Jets, his reputation in New York even allowing him to appear alongside Elmo and Dorothy on an episode of Sesame Street.
That's fucking cool.
It was in 2008 that he was first introduced to the cutthroat nature of the NFL, and he was waived by the Jets on the 22nd of September,
Rough.
following a below-par outing against the Patriots. Interestingly though, Graham was re-signed by the Jets just 6 days later, without missing a game.
Okay.
His replacement, Reggie Hodges, had suffered an injury.
Oh.
Would recover for the next game, however.
Fancy the humble pie on the general manager or like whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we're going to waive you. We're going to cut you. We've got this other bloke that's going to do a better job than... Oh, fuck, he injured himself in training. Can you come back, please? Like, fucking... All right.
So just 3 days later, Graham was released again.
Oh. All right.
Complete shock. The New York media thought I was a scapegoat for an underperforming team. The cutthroat nature of the industry was fully realised at this point. And I thought...
Jeez, it's not like the New York Jets to be known as an underperforming team, right? Like, Fucking, that was less than 20 years ago. Have they been good in between, or have they just been a fucking shit show the whole time? I don't know.
My career was over. In October, Graham played a single match with the New Orleans Saints
Oh, good on him.
before being released at the end of the month. And it wasn't until December that a more stable position presented itself at the Arizona Cardinals.
I was going to say, he hasn't played in the Super Bowl yet.
Faced the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship at the end of that season.
I'll take back what I said at the start of the video, by the way. This isn't like an amateur production. It's just like it's a normal dude, you know? It's a normal YouTuber and stuff. I didn't mean to throw shade at him. Go and give him a like and a subscribe and all that. Hopefully he doesn't hate me using his content. But
North Melbourne player Severio Rocker.
we're going to go back. Sav Rocker, yeah, that's it. He's another Aussie Rules player.
And it wasn't until December that a more stable position...
His brother Anthony was fucking...
the Arizona Cardinals.
even better.
When the Cardinals faced the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship at the end of that season, Graham's opposing punter was ex-North Melbourne player Severio Rocker. The winner of that match would progress to Super Bowl 43, guaranteeing that one of the two would become the first Australian to feature in what is undoubtedly one of the world's greatest sporting events.
That's fucking cool.
And with the Cardinals defeating the Eagles, they secured not only a date with the Pittsburgh Steelers on Super Bowl Sunday, but a place in history for Ben Graham.
Absolutely.
On Super Bowl Media Day, many of the 700-odd reporters were surprised to find both an Australian and a punter with his own booth. A humble but excited Graham told the press, "It's still a dream to me. I'm still pinching myself. And honestly, I still can't believe I'm in this position right now."
Yeah, absolutely. From where you were
The
at.
Cardinals fell short to the Steelers,
Oh,
who
rough.
became the first franchise in NFL history to win 6 Super Bowls. Graham still describes the game as the proudest moment of his sporting career.
Yeah, I bet. He played in the Super Bowl, yeah?
Cardinals until 2011, when he was
That's pretty
released
recent.
only to be re-signed yet again for a single game as injury cover. A month later, Graham was picked up by the Detroit Lions, where he was the first choice punter until a season-ending injury in 2012 saw him and the club reach a release settlement later that year, officially closing a historical career in the NFL.
Historic. But yeah.
Today, Graham has returned home to the AFL and now holds the combined positions of Football Operations Manager and VFL General Manager at the Western Bulldogs.
I wonder if he's still at the Scraggers. That's interesting. I wonder if he's still there. Let's have a look. Ben Graham, current job. Don't mind me, I know this is a bit amateurish, but let's have a gaze, shall we? Help if my phone wasn't on airplane mode. I don't know why the fuck that was like that. But Ben James Graham is a former professional and is current strategic operations manager of the Western Bulldogs. Yeah, fair enough. Alrighty. Interesting, good on him. Still in sport, still in the Aussie rules. Got his fucking payday in the NFL, that's for sure.
Chris Maple to oversee the football department. Well, it isn't every Aussie kid's dream to sign a lucrative deal for an NFL club. Ben Graham displayed important lessons throughout his sporting career. Passion, perseverance, and humility. Skills that are not only transferable across sport, but valuable life lessons to live by every day.
Absolutely, good stuff, dude. I like you. Go and give him a like, go and give him a subscribe and stuff. Apparently he's not even at 1,000 yet. I'm sure he is. But anyway, we're not going to check. We're just going to go straight into the next Ben Graham video. This one's on ESPN. But yeah, go and give, like, the link's in the description. Go and give that guy a look in, because that was a really well-made video, and it gave us all the information we needed about Ben Graham. Now, let's check out ESPN. Maybe we'll get some highlights. And yeah, this will be the section of the video where my ads aren't allowed on because of copyright flags and stuff, so join my Patreon if you want. Patreon's dope, but...
Graham has become a weapon for the Cardinals. This guy is incredible on the...
Yeah, there's the drop punt. End over, like, spinning like that instead of...
He's the most important...
Anyway, well...
For the Cardinals, this guy is incredible on the short field.
Something that I needed to learn from day one was that hang time, the longer the ball hangs in the air, is the most important component to a punt.
Yeah, which is the opposite in Aussie rules. In Aussie rules, you want it low, flat, and long, so you can hit your target on the chest, and the other guy can't get his arms around to it. Or if he's on a lead, he can't like catch up to him while he's waiting for the ball to get there. So in Aussie rules, yeah, you want short, sharp punts. Whereas in NFL, it's you want that hang time so your big beefy motherfuckers can get down and pummel the cunt that's catching it, you know.
I cut across the ball a little more. I put a different spin on it. They saw that as a point of difference. So that's the number one, hang time.
I wonder if any Aussies have won a Super Bowl yet.
In Geelong.
I mean, Sav Rocker must have with the Eagles, maybe.
By Geelong,
I don't know.
That was in 1992, and 95 was the year that my career really kicked off. Played every game and ended up playing in the grand final.
I don't think they won that. I think Carlton won it. I think they mentioned that in the last video.
Side in the competition that year, they lost 2 games and ended up beating us quite convincingly, but it was a great experience. I haven't told this story because I didn't want it to upset people at Geelong. But in 1997, in mid-season, I had a workout with the New York Jets. It didn't start off that well because I'd never punted an NFL ball before.
It's a very different shape.
Said, look, can I just kick a few balls with an AFL ball? And I started to real.
So, like, here, for example, I know I'm reaching behind the clip there. Oh, fuck, everything's just fallen. But this is an NFL ball, right? So if you're looking at it like this, an Aussie rules ball would be, I reckon, a little bit longer and more egg-shaped. It curves down around. Instead of coming to the point, it's like more of a soft curve, more of a soft edge. And what that means is that this bit, which is the bit that, you know, if you're punching the ball away or if you're kicking the ball away, with an Aussie rules ball, you want to hit it about there on the, like, again, remembering that it's a bit puffier, a bit rounder, not as sharp a point. You want to hit it there because then you're getting the belly of the ball. The belly of the ball is a little bit, I'm trying to explain, you know, because you want an NFL ball to look like this. The flat of your foot is going to hit there, right? And you're hitting the belly of the ball and you're getting the most space for it to do that. With an Aussie rules ball, if you're hitting it there from the upswing, you're still getting the whole belly of the ball. But what it does is it flings it back like that and you get more, it's more aerodynamic, more easier, because you can't fuck up kicking it from there. It's always going to be spinning backwards if you're kicking it from the bottom, whereas you can fuck up if you're kicking it there. It'll go over there if you fuck up. It'll go over there. It'll spiral like that in the air and not be as aerodynamic. Like, it is a lot easier to kick an Aussie rules ball than it is to kick an NFL ball. Well, I know this is NCAA, but for all intents and purposes, you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm going to have to adjust all of this after this video, but yeah, it's a different kick, you know, it's a different shaped ball, so it would be a different kick, but professional like Ben, I'm sure he knows what he's talking about and doing at the time.
It didn't start off that well, because I'd never punted an NFL ball before, and then said, look, can I just kick a few balls with an AFL ball? And I started to really get onto them.
Yeah, fucking roosting them.
Use that technique with the NFL ball and we'll see how you go. And I started to roost them. They basically said, I want to sign you here and now. Here's a 3-year deal. Come to the States and we'll start training camp, which starts in 2 weeks. But I made the decision there. And whenever I was asked about the NFL from then on, I said, look, this is something that I will pursue in the future.
Absolutely.
Until I've got everything out of my AFL career.
Fuck, I hope they show the mark. I hope I was right, because he fucking took a screamer one day in front of me, I'm pretty sure.
Growing up in Australia, obviously knew of the NFL. Watch the Super Bowl.
Listen to BT on the commentary. Brian Taylor, fuck, he's like the bombastic. What is it? It's like if it was WWE commentary, BT is our like puppies era Jerry Lawler. He's screaming, he's pumping everything up. Sometimes he doesn't know what he's saying. He's just saying fucking words to try and get you excited, and like he just. Yeah, you either love him or you hate him. People don't like there's a lot of people that don't like BT, but have a listen to him here. Go to the NFL now.
But not until I've got everything out of my AFL career.
He's kicked at 18 metres.
He has gone. He has launched a monster drop punt. And the Kings fans love it. That was 80 metres. Go to the NFL now, baby.
Growing up in Australia, obviously knew of the NFL, watched the Super Bowl every year, but I didn't have a true understanding.
That's a fucking hell of a catch.
When I went to the States and explored what it might look like, there were no guarantees. Of the clubs, they said, look, you've got great talent, you haven't played college, So for you to make it, you're going to have to live over here for 6 months. You're going to have to learn how to punt an NFL football with pads and a helmet. The unknown was quite daunting. The thing with punting in the NFL, there's only 32 jobs in the world. So it was a big risk that the New York Jets took on me. But
it was a pretty big risk on your part too, Ben. Like, going from playing prime time in the hit, like, you know, everyone in Australia who likes that sport knows who you are, to going to being a role player on special teams. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. It's a big risk for your legacy as well. Like, if it didn't come off, he's the cunt that left Geelong that fucking didn't even get what he wanted, you know? He's Jared Hayne. That's what happens. If it doesn't come off, he's Jared Hayne, except it's worse, you know? Like, and Jared Hayne's rugby league, not AFL, and he obviously was going for a different position and all that, and, like, we'll look up Jared Hayne as well at some point, but that's, you know, like, he's a laughing stock in Australia now, because it's like, oh, yeah, you had a dream to play NFL, did ya? Yeah, okay. Like, and he did all right. He played on the practice squad. He played some preseason game. Anyway, I'm talking about Jared Hayne in a Ben Graham video.
3.5 seasons in New York. So the start of 2008, I didn't truly understand the pressures and the cutthroat nature of the industry. But I was about to learn, and learn quickly. I've been cut 3 times by 2 teams. You've got no confidence in your ability. You've let your family down. And this is where the demons start to kick in.
That's rough.
I got a phone call from the Arizona Cardinals. I got to the airport within an hour, and I ended up in the GM's office signing a contract.
Nice.
That was the moment that then I realised that this opportunity I need to make work.
Yeah.
So then we come to
See, that's a drop punt compared to the, like, he's kicked that like an Aussie rules ball. You can see as it's coming down. That one's more of a torpedo where he's got some hang time. That's a really good example of what I was talking about just there, right? I should have gone back 5 seconds, not 10, but I'll try and pause it.
Within an hour, and I ended up in the GM's office signing a contract.
So there, you can see the flatness of the ball there. He's kicking it with an NFL style kick there. He's gone for air time. He just wants it to float up and be up there, right? His foot is gonna connect with the ball about there, right? And then if we play it along a bit,
it's the moment that then I realised
this one. Watch his hands. Watch the direction of the point of the ball, right? The ball isn't pointing forward anymore. It's pointing up and down more, like at an angle where he can kick it at you know, not the belly of the ball for an NFL ball, but a belly of the ball where the Aussie rules ball would have the belly of the ball. And what it does is,
to make work.
Let's see if we can get it. Boom. So he's dropped it, and it's more straight up and down. See. It's more straight up and down, and he can get it from there. What that does is you can still get the uplift. You're still getting a bit of the height, but because it's spinning backwards like this, it's going to go further, and when it lands, it's probably either going to bounce straight upright, or it's going to, which doesn't matter in the NFL, but it does in Aussie rules. Anyway, you can see the difference between, I lost my train of thought there, but you can see the difference between the two styles. Perfect right there in the 2 frames. So then watch it spin backwards. Yeah, there we go. We're going to rewind 10 more seconds and just watch the 2. There's 1.
Then I realised that
there's 2.
Need to make work. So then we come to the point.
Now I'll stop trying to give you a masterclass on kicking.
Expires. Darnell Dockett will start the celebration.
An NFL regular season game is a similar vibe to an AFL final, but the Super Bowl was like on a whole different level.
Oh yeah.
It hit home for me. During that week, they have media day.
Honestly, still can't believe I'm sitting in this position right now, waiting for Sunday.
Yeah.
Half of my teammates sitting in the stands, it shocked them. How the hell does a punter get his own booth on media day at the Super Bowl?
Because he's a big fucking deal in Australia.
Super Bowl 43. It was a big deal. Driving in the bus from the airport, someone saying, this is where Barack Obama stays when he comes to Tampa. The whole place, the whole building was in lockdown. So you were like living in a bubble. Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, February 2009. Here we are. This is it. It's all come down to this. Pittsburgh Steelers went into the game favourites. They had the upper hand in the first half. We've gone into the change rooms at half time, and it was somewhere you didn't want to be. So I left. I went out, back outside, and I sat on the
watch the halftime show.
And had front row seats
with the fucking boss.
Halftime entertainment. ultimately,
Fuck, how good would that be? Where are the fucking
sat on the bleachers,
Bruce Springsteen equivalents? This year, who did we have? We had like,
half-time entertainment.
I can't even remember. That's how shit they were.
Ultimately,
No memory, like not memorable at all.
Throws to the back of the end zone, and it is.
Was it J-Lo or was that the year before? I don't fucking know.
Become the first franchise in history to win 6 Super Bowls.
I know it broke the hearts of Cardinals organisation and fans alike, but the result was not going to diminish being the first Australian to play in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which
Still a big deal.
is the greatest sporting moment of my life.
Fucking A. Fucking A. Good shit, Ben. Is that the end of the video? Yeah, it is. Alright, so we'll start wrapping my one up as well. But thank you very, very much to Tim. You're a fucking legend, mate. Thank you very much for recommending those videos. There he is there in that list with everyone else. If you want to recommend a video, feel free to do so. I do the videos that my patrons or people that send me money and stuff, I do them as quick as I can. Other ones, it might take me a year, but yeah, suggest something. Tell me in the comment section what you want me to react to next, and I will. Let me know if you want me to react to something to do with Sav Rocker or Jared Hayne next, because I did mention those throughout the video. There was another Australian guy as well that I've forgotten the name of already, so hopefully you guys will remind me in the comment section, and I'll look into that when I look into it. Yeah, on these guys, on these people and stuff, the NFL, pretty much any video that has NFL highlights in it, the NFL comes and takes their money and doesn't let me earn any money off it. So if you want to give me some money of yours, turning it into mine, that would be fucking ideal. There's links on how to do that all in the description. I'm going to film as much as I can today and get some content up for you. I've got some other Patreon requests to do as well before the end of the month, where people will be sending me new requests for that month. So, yeah. Do me a solid, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, as I said, leave a million comments, and share me with a friend. I'm trying to get to 18,000 subscribers by the end of 2021, trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by July. Can't do it without people like you who stumble across my shit and decide they like it. So yeah, do me a solid. I'll see you when I look at you. You'll see me when you look at me. Thanks for watching.